Fire. We can't do without it. But it is the cause for huge damages in property, injuries, and even loss of lives every year. Most fires start at man-made installations, which includes offices, commercial establishments, hotels, restaurants, homes, and more frighteningly, in high-rise buildings. And when a fire breaks out, even a few seconds can mean the chance to escape with one's life. Presenting Firewall Ply from CenturyPly, a fire-resisting non-leachable plywood that saves you and your belongings in the event of any fire. Firewall plywood, due to its low flammability, low rate of burning, and delayed flame penetration time, provides safety and security in the adverse event of a fire by delaying the spread of flames.
You will be seeing this in our video demonstration. We will demonstrate test which shows CenturyPly fire resisting plywood is best in class product available. In fact, we are so sure about the quality of the product that we have a double money back guarantee in case any of the tests fails. So I urge all of you to move to this next level of plywood which is built for your safety.
Here are 9 solid reasons which make Firewall Ply the best choice in fire-prone zones. Let's see the unique properties of Firewall plywood from CenturyPly. Firewall is the only genuinely IS 5509 compliant plywood available. IS 5509 is the fire retardant specification for plywood set by the Bureau of Indian Standards. This is your assurance of safety and trust. Not only does Firewall conform to Indian standards, it meets international standards to prestigious ASTM E84 standard. Firewall Ply is impregnated with specially formulated nano-engineered particles which resist ignition or flame penetration and helps to provide enhanced fire-resisting properties. This gives you adequate time to react. Firewall Ply is treated with a unique combination of enhanced fire-retardant chemicals. These ensure that less smoke and toxic gases are generated in case of fire, helping reduce likelihood of suffocation and poisoning. Under standard test conditions, in case of Firewall Ply, it takes over 50 minutes for flames to penetrate through a 19 mm sheet, and the rate of burning is 30 minutes. This helps with delaying the burning process and in turn gives more time to respond in case of emergency. Firewall Ply absorbs very less moisture from surroundings and hence will not affect the hardware elements that may corrode due to moisture affinity of common chemicals. Also, there will be no delamination of plies. Both the inherent strength of the wood and adhesives used as well as nano-engineered treatment allows Firewall to maintain its structural integrity while subjected to fire. One more layer of safety. Firewall comes with a 21-year warranty against borer and termite damage. If CenturyPly Firewall fails on test, we will pay back double the cost incurred during the test. So, don't take a chance when every second is precious. Choose CenturyPly Firewall. In fact, let us see 3 of the most important tests which we carried out real-time on Firewall at a plywood brand which also claims to be fire-resistant. The rate of burning for plywood is the time taken for fire to spread. If the rate of burning is low, it means the ply will not burn fast and it will give adequate time for safety measures. Let's see a demonstration of this with the rate of burning test. We see that in the plywood of a brand which claims to be fire resistant, the resultant weight loss is reached in only 4.5 minutes. However, firewall plywood continues to resist the fire, and when we finally stop the test after 40 minutes, it has still not been reduced to 30% of its original weight. Also note the very minimum level of ash formation in firewall plywood as compared to the huge amount of ash in the other brand. Falling ash is hazardous, and this risk is minimized in firewall plywood. Firewall plywood has fire-resisting capabilities across the entire thickness of the ply, and not only on the surfaces. This also adds to the delay in spread of fire. Let us see a demonstration with the flame penetration test. In the flame penetration test, a blue flame is directly applied to the firewall plywood and another plywood brand which claims to be fire resistant. We see that just after the 20-minute mark, the fire has started to penetrate the plywood from the other brand's fire-resistant plywood. This is visible as a dark brown tinge appearing on the surface of the plywood. At the 23-minute mark, the plywood is penetrated fully. However, firewall plywood continues to resist the flame. We stop the test for firewall at the 55-minute mark, when the flame has finally started to penetrate, which is clearly much more time over the standard norms. Also note the high amount of ash which forms in the other ply as compared to firewall plywood, which does not have any ash. CenturyPly Firewall's enhanced fire-resisting technology limits the spread of fire for a longer duration of time. This delay in the spread of fire gives enhanced safety. We will demonstrate this with the flammability test. In the flammability test, a blue flame is directly applied to a specimen of plywood, and the time taken for the fire to spread along the surface of this specimen to start a sequence of ignitions in another ply alongside. In the fire-resisting plywood from the other brand, the test fails in less than 1 minute. But in firewall plywood, when the test is stopped after 31 minutes, the second piece of firewall plywood is yet to catch fire. As you see in emergency situations when every single moment counts, no fire-resistant ply is a match for CenturyPly Firewall. Firewall plywood from CenturyPly, your assurance of safety and security.